here in the chessbrah cave with the chessbrah crew. The name's Dr. Oussedik. I'm here, I'm gonna focus on some good chess, some good vibes, chessbrah. So I'll just be playing a few games and just be explaining my thought process. So we're gonna play this guy from Colombia. We're gonna play a mix of, stronger players, medium ranked players, players of all levels. So you're playing Benoni, a favorite of mine. So the idea in this opening is playing an early bishop f4. I get to play a6, considering there's a theoretical line with queen a4 check that can be quite gruesome for me. So idea is rook e8. Hopefully I can play knight e4. There's a theoretical line here where he tries to take on d6, but I have knight b6. Play knight e5, control the nice e5 square. h6, play g5. We bring the knight back to g6. Develop the piece to f5. Maybe entice him to play e4. Once he pushes e4, it might be a weakness there. Also, maybe think of eyeing the d3 square. Alright, b7 is being attacked. Maybe I play bishop d3 soon enough. Exchange pieces could be an idea. Nevertheless, h5, h4 is also a typical plan here. I consider moves like knight g6. Try to bring this knight, opening up the bishop for this diagonal for this bishop. Other than that, we're focusing on good chess, good vibes, chessbrah. Alright, so we took some time with that move. I like maybe knight d3 here, but that exchanges pieces. I'm interested in maybe keeping the tension. So that's what I'll do. He wants knight d6, reasonable move. Let's play h4. Knight d7. I'm okay with exchanging pieces. Alright, now we'll take here on c4. We'll play knight e5. So now we might exchange these knights and bishops, and we'll have a bishop here versus this bishop. I could argue maybe I'm slightly, not slightly better, but I'm doing quite fine because his pawns aren't light squares. So now I have the two bishops. I think that was an error on his part not to take. So I'll keep my bishop and keep this long diagonal here. Alright. Let's not exchange bishops. I have the two bishops. I shouldn't be so keen to exchange them. Queen f6 maybe? Gotta keep an eye on this d6 pawn at all times. Alright, so let's play bishop f5. Let's see if he's interested in the draw or not. Because I think my position is great here. Alright, queen f6. I could have actually considered a move like bishop e4. I think potentially winning a pawn. I might have missed that idea. Nevertheless, let me take on g4. Careful with guarding this d6 pawn at all times. The typical idea for him would be to push b4, opening up the b file and targeting this weak b7 pawn. Alright, this is something I thought he would do. Now, let's cement this rook here. So his whole idea is planned on this upcoming d4 or rook b3 idea. So let's play rook d7, and maybe let's play bishop d8. Preventing his rook from going to d6 to attack the d6 pawn. I was hoping to get a rook e4 in. Maybe I did miss a rook e4. Nonetheless, let's bring the king in. So this pawn, I'd really like to do something with that pawn. Let's play bishop c7 maybe. Maybe I can play rook b8 and b5 and open up the position. Again, he wants b4, which is totally expected. Let's play rook h8, maybe play h3, maybe he'll be a little scared. Alright. Let's take. Need to be careful here, considering he'll have rook b3, but I'll play h3. He might take on b7, but maybe I'll have enough counterplay. With rook h2 check. Rook c2. I'm down a pawn, but this pawn on a5 might be a goner soon. All right, let's bring this rook here. Maybe maybe bring this rook here, maybe mate him on g2. Bishop is covered by the rook. Alright. So here, threatening mate on h3. Like I said, my earlier plan, I could have made him on g2, but I think this is a viable option as well. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he can't stop mate. So that's great. Alright, rook h3 mate incoming. Alright, so that was a nice game. Nice first game. Just getting warmed up. And let's see if the IM is up for a rematch. Alright, so in the same spirit, let's play d4. Nice positional opening, focusing on good chess, good vibes, chessbrah. Alright, take on d5, e4, take back. I'm going to play in a Kramnik-like fashion. Bishop e3, queen d2, knight f3. Just develop my pieces logically, control the center. Rook b1, the idea is threatening rook b5. So rook b5 and rook c5, unless I'm missing a key idea, seems to simply win a pawn. We'll see how he reacts to this. It's a very common idea actually with rook b1. You entice a6, and then you play rook c1. The idea being is after playing a6, maybe the b7 pawn is a little weaker. Alright, rook c5. So this, maybe this is theory and I'm not aware. I need to guard the c3 pawn. Yeah, maybe this is something theoretical. I'm not aware of. Could very well be. Wouldn't be the first time. So, am I scared of losing this pawn? I sure am playing like I am. But we'll see. Maybe I can get the a file, and it might be okay. Maybe I shouldn't have maybe been so eager to give up that pawn, but okay. We'll see what comes. Alright, knight d4. Maybe I get a c6 in. I don't know, this position is, I don't think objectively it should be anything for me. Alright, let's take and play maybe c6. And knight takes, I'm attacking the pawn on a7, attacking the pawn on e7. It might be just maybe it's just a draw, just equal. Alright, so he's playing this. So bishop takes me. So rook takes. So now we're going to play, if he takes back, bishop versus knight, equal material. We both have fragmented pawns, but I have the bishop, and my king is a little bit more active. So theoretically, I should be a little better. So here I'm enticing e5, considering I wanted to put a pawn on a dark square. He doesn't oblige. c5 is upcoming. Let's play f4 myself. Actually, let's play g4, fixing a pawn on a light square. If c5 comes, I'm just going to play bishop g7 and root out the bishop. Alright, so now he's threatening c5. So I'll play c4, putting my pawn on a light square, right? My bishop is on a dark square. On 95, I'll most likely... Alright, so he's playing this. Let me play f4. Okay, so I thought he'd maybe try this. I didn't think it was necessarily that strong. But maybe it's quite good, actually. So I'm calculating f takes e5, knight takes e5, bishop takes e5, king takes e5, king d3, king f4, king d4, king takes g4, king c5, f5, king c6, f4, king b7, f3, c5, f2, c6, queen, c7. I'm a little slow here. I might have tricked myself. I have tricked myself here. Because I'm scared on bishop, bishop moves, f takes, e takes, king c5, and he infiltrates. And on take, knight takes. I think I have to play this. But after knight takes, he's attacking two pawns, and I'm forced to take my bishop. And I'm not fully convinced if this pawn endgame might be, I think the pawn endgame might be losing. We'll see. And then I play c5 here. Because he might play f5, and then get the d5 square for his king. Alright, so he wants to go here or here. Ah, this looks very nice for him. So let's play h3. So I go here. So I need to play here, he plays king f4. Or king g3, e5, take, and then maybe I'm in time with king d6, king c6. Very sharp. On king f3, he needs to play king g3 because I'm going to play e5, take, and I need to go for this. I have no choice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, with a check! And with a check. Oh, with a check as well. So I won't take all the credit for this. I got quite fortunate that I think this works. But at least I saw kind of the concept, the idea. It is a blitz game. It's sometimes hard to see the lines from go till end. Nevertheless, I'm a little happy about this. Okay, king takes c6, king b6. Alright, check. So now I need to get my queen to h1. Alright, check. Now this should be winning, because I have a lot of tempos. I think so. Or maybe my theoretical knowledge in this endgame is not what it should be. Oh, I blundered. Queen f1, I'm joking. Usually this is something I do just if someone was listening on the stream, I'd say, oh no, I blundered queen f1 after h2. But I forgot I'm not in the stream mood. A little bit of a dink move, but nevertheless. You can see my true colors maybe. No, I'm just joking. But I'm pretty happy about that game. All in the spirit of good chess, good vibes, feel good in your skin, and chessbrah. Just that enigmatic enigma. Alright, so this guy doesn't want to play anymore. Let's see if we can find maybe another opponent. So I believe my challenges are open, as in anyone can challenge me. Let's do that. Just so we get some games and we're not stuck waiting. And let's play another 3-minute game, a blitz game. Alright, so we're getting another reasonably strong opponent, this time from Norway. Let's see if maybe we can get a Benoni. Alright, so he's playing this early bishop g5. Sometimes I like to play b6. Or queen b6, but maybe I'll go with b6. It's a little bit more of a solid approach. The idea is I want to play bishop b7, d6, knight b d7, develop my pieces to their natural squares, and then castle. Queen c7, castle. So I'm going to bring a rook to e8, a rook to c8, queen b8, queen e8 possibly. So that's a typical idea. I want to maybe play e5. So let's invite him. Let's allow him to do so. I've lost many games like this as black, where I just get mated quite viciously on the king side. All right, so here I'm hoping to get my knight to g6 as quickly as I possibly can. All right, so here maybe I'll take the f4 square. Typically in this line, if I get my queen to f4, it works on the king side here. You know, it has some defensive purposes, and maybe in the long run, if that's the correct way of saying things, it might, you know, maybe I can eye something on the king side. Nevertheless, maybe I'd like to bring a knight to f5, a knight to g6, bring a rook to d8. e4 is well guarded at the present moment. All right. I don't particularly like that move. I think queen g4 is an okay move. He's weak in his light squares, and he doesn't have his bishop there at the moment. His bishop is here. So, and if he moves his knight, I'm very much in favor of going to an endgame. So debate here is, do I move this rook to d8, or do I move this rook to d8? I think I'll move this rook, considering on e8 it's not doing too much. Or the question is, okay, so we're going to go to an endgame here. We'll take on e2. So I really want to take on d4, but I'm scared of knight d6. So let's just play rook e8. Alright. Bishop d5, threatening the pawn on e2. If he plays c4, I'll just retreat with bishop c6. So I'm threatening to take on d4, and if I move this knight on d6 is en prise. So knight f6 is a threat. Okay, so he's going to take back. Now this knight and this knight are both being attacked. This might be winning for me right now because the knight doesn't have a retreat square at e4. On b4, I believe I can take on d6, take on c5, take on d2. Overall, this seems as though I'm just going to be up a clean piece. Good chess. Good vibes. Chessbrah. I'll stop repeating that. It's getting kind of annoying. So I believe this is just resignable. Unless I'm missing something. Missing something important. Nonetheless, I'll just play a couple more games, I think. I think we're about 16 minutes in. And then we'll call this session. On bishop f3. Okay, so I'm up a piece, but he's playing on. Alright, we'll take here. Play bishop c6. No, we'll play knight c6. As we know, pawns like to be blockaded by knights. Take on a2, rook b2 incoming. Alright, we'll even take on f3. How about that? I'll just move the bishop back to d5. Play rook b2. Rook g2. Ideas. Alright, let's just play g6. Give my king some loft. He wants bishop c4 maybe, but let's take here. He wants to take on c6 now. So he's putting up some resistance, which is a little annoying. Alright, rook b8. If he takes on d5, I take on here, and then I play rook b2 maybe. Play rook b2, I can just play rook c7. That should be quite enough as well. And then rook c2 incoming as well, attacking c5 pawn. Let's play h5, prevent any nonsense with h5, h6. So my idea is quite simple. Take, rook here, and he can't stop the c5 pawn. Knight guards a7, a5, and then the pawn just pushes. So I'm really surprised he's not resigning. You must know my technique is quite poor. So my idea is king f6. I'm trying to mate him. So king e5. Let's bring the king in. Let's push the pawn. Rook c4. Probably not the best technique. Alright, rook g4. Bring the king in. Alright, let's push the pawn, another pawn to push. Oh, did I blunder a check there? Alright. Oh, did I blunder the knight? The rook? Oh wow, I'm really hallucinating now. I'm just completely winning but hallucinating. That's a little embarrassing. But maybe he's trying to flag me. Alright, let's block this. He is trying to flag me. Wow, he is trying to flag me. Rightfully so, I'm not playing the best moves. Oh, that would have been a draw if I take there. Alright, let's just play this and play rook d7 and just bring the king. I'll just queen. Let's just... That was very bad technique. And just made him here on f8. Oh wow. Oh, that was a little embarrassing. Mystery rooks. That's the problem. Once you have a really winning position, you relax. Okay, let's challenge him to a rematch. I like playing these players that don't resign because I find converting a game, winning a chess game, can be very, very difficult. So if you have these guys that are giving you resistance, making it a little harder for you, it's always good for your chess. Alright, it seems he doesn't want to play anymore. So let's find some other games. Just a random seek here. Alright, so we got a 23-15. Oh, he's playing a non-theoretical opening. So we'll continue in the same spirit. Play b6, bishop b7. This time maybe let's play, let's continue with d6. How's that? Let's take on d4 maybe. Just mix it up maybe. Get a different structure. I didn't like it how we got e4 in last time. So I thought I'd maybe switch it up. Knight e7. Maybe knight f8, knight g6. I think theoretically the knight is maybe slightly better placed on c6. But okay, that's interesting. Do I bring the knight back? I guess I bring the knight back. And I say, alright, so now let's bring this knight back to g6. The annoying thing is if he plays a move like queen e2, a6 is always on free. Alright, so I don't see any direct threats, so let's bring the knight in. I'd maybe like to play, okay, so he wants maybe knight e4. Alright, so let's play queen c7. Knight e4 is not a threat, considering I take and then c4 is hanging. This pawn might be a problem soon. Might be a problem pawn. So I have knight d5 here, but do I have any tricks? Any tricks up my sleeve? On rook b8. Let's play simple chess. Knight d5, knight e4, and then d6 pawn might be a little tender. That's okay. We'll see where this brings. I like the idea maybe I have queen c6 in the very near future. So it doesn't seem like he can improve his pieces very naturally at the present moment. I think I'm gonna play, okay, so that's an interesting move. Let's bring this rook to c8. Alright, so bring this rook here, protecting d6. You might want to put a little bit more pressure on d6. Bishop f1 is good because whenever I want to play queen c6, there's no more g2 tactics. Alright, so let's play... Do I have any b5 tricks yet? No. Alright, so let's bring this knight here. Maybe I'm threatening a move like d5. Okay, so I thought I was threatening a move like d5. But I also thought after bishop takes e4, rook takes e4, rook b8. Or maybe I just blunder that pawn. That looks like the more likely scenario. Okay, rook b8. Alright. Yeah, I did blunder that pawn. Yeah, and then his knight is cemented on that square. Alright, let's try to uncement it. Somehow take on b6. And then maybe I can argue I have the b file as compensation. Alright, let's take here. Alright. Objectively, this is dead lost. But I'll see what I can muster, maybe. Yes. Okay, let's play bishop d5, just see what happens. This eternal pin is really annoying. This bishop on f1 is really nice, considering I like to play queen b7 moves, but they just don't work, because this g2 pawn is now protected. So it looks like I'll have to sack the exchange on b8. Queen f4. An aggressive move. Maybe he'll move his knight. Okay. He didn't move his knight to the square I wanted him to move it to. But this bishop is now being attacked. Seems like my position is about to fall apart. Alright, take back the pawn. Maybe bishop c5. I'm down a boatload of time as well. Alright, might have missed that. He's missing that as well. Okay, I'm winning pawns. If I don't lose on time, I might be doing very well here. Well, very well compared, relatively speaking, to the position I had earlier. So I'm going to play d4 and hopefully mate him on g2. Let's see if he notices. He noticed. Okay, let's bring my rook in. Maybe I'll try to play rook b8 first. Alright, play rook here. Queen g4 maybe. Knight h3 check, knight f2. Bishop e5. Maybe some stuff on h2. He saw it all. And queen g7 mate. Alright, I had a few tricks. But, to no avail. Alright, let's play another game against him. I felt as though the tides were turning. But, I took too much time to get a bad position. That was a fun match, though. Alright, we'll play another positional game. Knight f3. Alright, so he's playing this line. What do I play against this again? Don't quite remember, so let's play knight d2. Alright, queen a... What do I play here? Let's play queen c2. Alright, let's play bishop g2. Take on c5. Castle. I like to play a3 and get the two bishops. If I can get the two bishops, I'm a happy camper. Okay. So he doesn't want me having the two bishops. I know he's gonna play d5, d4. And I know if I play my bishop to b2. Okay, so let's play this bishop to b2. It looks like a strong square. So I'm threatening knight g5. Bishop takes g2 and bishop takes f6. And so he didn't see it. Because I'm attacking his bishop. So if he does something, I'm also threatening bishop takes f6. So if he plays a move like h6, I just take on b7, and then I take on a8. This is a very typical tactic in these kinds of lines. So I think he's going to take his time to kind of realize what kind of mess he's gone into while I sip on my water here. Alright, so this seems to be a free piece. Yeah, alright, I think that was a nice-ish game, showing the basic tactics we can see in this position. So he just challenged me for a rematch, and then quickly retracted his challenge. Alright, let's play a couple more games. And then call it maybe a show, right? Let's see who else is open here. Open to play some chess. Alright, doesn't seem like anyone's open. Let's just play maybe another nice game and see. Alright, so now we're playing at 12:25. The level really jumped. But my challenges are open to anyone to play. So I think after this game we'll call it an evening. So he took on c4. I know a very challenging line in this is e4, but I typically like the knight f3. More of a positional approach. So immediately he's trying to defend the c4 pawn. Alright, let's play the aggressive e4 now. And then take on e5 with the knight. He's playing quite quickly. He is playing quite quickly. Alright, knight c3. Threatening a move like knight d5. Or knight b5 is also threatened. Let's play knight b5. On queen b4 check, I retreat to c3. Alright, let's take a8. This is actually a line that, you know, sacking the exchange on a8 is actually fairly good for black, I think. As in, you know, they get to open up the position, the two bishops pointing at the king. It's not as clear as it looks. Alright, pawn takes. Knight takes. But I think this should be quite good. He's lagging in development. Oh, and he just blundered his queen. Oh, he said, he's a nice guy. He said, nice move to me. Oh, that's nice, Kyle. Oh, and he said, oops. Oh, this is a friendly opponent. So now that I have the, you know, the open files, I don't think I need to comment about this game any longer. King g6. Is there a quick mate? King h6. I'll say, he says good game. I'll say good game. And then on king h6, I play f4, rook f3, rook h3. All right. So that was about 30 minutes. I think I played a few good games, beat a couple IMs, beat a couple other 2300s. I think the games were fairly instructive. I did lose that one game. That was instructive for me. Always analyze my losses. Nonetheless, this was Dr. Oussedik, just putting in a quick session. Hope you all enjoyed it, and good chess, good vibes, chessbrah. Cheers to all. Thank you.